A longtime friend of the fiancé of a missing Mount Pleasant woman recaps the final moments of his life before he commits suicide. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dean Stevens.
And I'm Victoria Hansen. 30-year-old Dara Watson has been missing for more than a week now. Days after she vanished, her fiancé, David Hedrick, committed suicide. Tonight, ABC News 4's Nikki Gaskin spoke with Hedrick's close friend of nearly 12 years. Nikki?
Dina, Victoria, Patrick O'Neill says Hedrick once worked for him, and the two were even roommates at one time. O'Neill says he was at Hedrick's home moments before Hedrick shot himself in the head, something he says is completely out of his friend's character.
I wish we could, picture, the nicest guy you know.
That's how Patrick O'Neill describes his longtime friend David Hedrick, the two seen pictured here. O'Neill says not only was Hedrick successful, but he'd recently gotten engaged to Dara Watson in early January of this year.
And they're the best, happiest couple out of all of us. And life was good for them. There wasn't any fights.
O'Neill says on Super Bowl weekend, the couple traveled to Dara's hometown, about 5 hours away from Charleston.
They just went up to, they went up to Boone for, the Super Bowl. There was a baby shower Sunday of the Super Bowl.
However, after no one heard from either of them for a few days after the game, that's when O'Neill says he called his friend.
I said, where are you guys? I hear you missing, I'm making cheating fall off a cliff. And he's like, we had a big fight. She said she didn't want to get married. She said I had changed, and I know I haven't. I'm like, what the hell, dude?
O'Neill says he then invited Hedrick over for dinner on Thursday, February 9th, but Hedrick eventually backed out.
He's like, oh, it's too late. And I said, what do you mean it's too late? Dude, where are you? We're waiting for you.
The two eventually agreed to reschedule and meet for lunch on Friday, February 10th. That day, O'Neill says he learned Dara's boss had filed a missing persons report. Once again, O'Neill called Hedrick looking for answers.
I'm like, dude, do you understand? I go, Sal, this is serious. I go, they're filing a missing person report. You're not. You should be filing this report. What the hell's going on? And he goes, well, I guess they got to do what they got to do.
O'Neill says the tone of his friend's voice made him fear something bad had happened to Dara. After getting little answers from Hedrick, O'Neill says he called up his friend Charles Gilbert, and the two went over to Hedrick's home.
We just knew something was wrong, and we wanted answers. We were walking up the stairs. Right when we were there, we heard a gunshot.
O'Neill and Charles walked up the outside steps, broke a window to get into the house, ran upstairs, and found David had shot himself in the head. Gilbert called 911 while O'Neill searched the house.
I started looking through all of the closets and doors and underneath all the beds and bathrooms, looking for Dara.
With still no sign of her, O'Neill says he fears the worst. Do you think Dara's still alive?
No, absolutely not. He would have killed himself.
Now, earlier today, police released the 911 calls Patrick's friend made. You can listen to them in their entirety on our website, abcnews4.com.